Good morning. Bed made, water gotten, headed to the elliptical. There's no doubt, so no regret. Happy before we get it. Another day to do it all again. Oh, woo! 4 minutes! Yes! Good job, Amanda. Drinks this morning, hot water. I'm gonna put some raw LMNT in it. Water. Finished my LMNT. Got coffee, heavy cream, vanilla extract, 2 drops of Lugol's iodine. To get it nice and frothy like this, I use a frother. Breakfast, 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, my Redmond salt, water, and then this is my second cup of coffee this morning with heavy cream. I'm currently finishing chapter 1 in Tiny Habits, and I wanted to read you guys this section. Seeing the world through the behavioral model lens. No one reminds me more of this than Jennifer, a talented graphic artist and an awesome mom. Before she signed up for Tiny Habits online, learning about the behavioral model, she was frustrated that she couldn't get herself to exercise. Jennifer used to work out all the time. She was an avid runner in college and even ran half a marathon with a few friends years before she had kids. Things changed, and these days, doing the dishes and laundry was the most physical activity Jennifer engaged in. She really wanted to work out, but she was out of shape. She knew she had to start slow and steady. Jennifer began doing yoga in her home office for 15 minutes every once in a while, occasionally ran to the end of the street, all things she was capable of doing, nothing too strenuous, but she couldn't get herself to do this with regularity. Days that she exercised became good days. Does this sound familiar? Days that she didn't became extra glass of wine days. She told me later that this made her feel like a failure. This thing that used to be so easy was for her like a daily struggle. Most days she couldn't get herself to run to the mailbox, let alone 5 miles, an achievement that used to bring her so much joy. She felt like something was wrong with her. Why couldn't she get herself to do it? Jennifer was describing something common, a feeling of blockage or resistance. Every day she told herself she could lift weights or go for a run, but she often came up with reasons not to. Online shopping for the kids, research for work. Then she felt like a failure at the end of the day. She knew she was making excuses for not doing something that was good for her. Was she depressed, self-loathing, weak-willed? What was going on? When I emailed Jennifer in the weeks to following her Tiny Habits experience, she told me how she solved the puzzle of her exercise habit. First, she looked at what was going on with motivation, ability, and prompt. She broke her behavior down step by step, zeroed in on the motivation. It was almost non-existent. Most days, she simply didn't want to do yoga in the office by herself. Jennifer set aside her idea of solitary yoga to find a much better match. By listing different exercises that appealed to her, she stumbled on solid gold. The exercise she enjoyed that had one thing in common: they were done as a part of a group. The more she thought about it, the more Jennifer realized that working out by herself wasn't fun. It felt like an obligation, and she didn't have enough motivation to get herself over the action line. In the end, Jennifer gave up on the idea of working out alone, and she matched herself with group exercises. She joined a weekly spin class, then a weekly yoga class, and then a mom's running group. And before she knew it, she was back in the habit of working out. Figuring out behavior is like a puzzle. That was the most exciting part. The real life changer was that she broke in the self-trash talk spell. Before she knew how behavior worked, she felt nagged by why she couldn't exercise as she used to. It was a narrative running on repeat. You can't do what you used to. What's wrong with you? At the end of the day, she chewed on this before having her self-prescribed glass of wine. She'd rack her brain for answers. Maybe she was getting old. Maybe she needed to be on an antidepressant. Maybe she should see a personal trainer. She'd eventually get so frustrated and down that she had to busy herself with making dinner, picking up toys, and it wasn't until she mapped out her behaviors that she realized it wasn't all about her. It was about the behaviors. Once she broke them down into their component parts, she realized where the design flaws were. She had the ability, but she was not sufficiently motivated to work out by herself. To make matters worse, she didn't have a reliable prompt for office yoga time. Luckily for Jennifer, the behavioral model doesn't have a lazy axis or a weak axis. It didn't fit her blame narrative. It's a model, not a referendum on character. Once Jennifer realized that she was not her behavior, everything changed. She started to think about her habits as if they were recipes. If the results wasn't to her liking, she needed to change the ratios, fiddle with the ingredients, not beat herself up or give up. This is a super powerful section of the book for myself because it made me realize I had done that prescribing of self-trash talking, I'm a failure. What's wrong with you, Amanda? Why can't you just do carnivore? Why do you keep eating sugar? Now, this is in reference to exercise, but you could insert eating carnivore in there. Keto, low carb, whatever, not eating junk food. You could insert that in there. And how many of us just talk so bad about ourselves? There's something wrong with me. I just don't have enough willpower. I need to be better. All of these things, when it all boils down to just our habits and how they're designed. I've spent 20 years, pretty much from the time I was 12. Actually, earlier than that, I'd say, from the time I was eating solid foods, eating crap. And I slowly learned as a kid to eat food for emotional support. So no wonder I can't just flip the switch one day and turn it off. It's about finding and uncovering the habits, facing them, and being realistic with ourselves. Like for Jennifer in the book, it was about understanding that she actually had no motivation to do yoga in the office and just admitting it to herself. I'm the opposite. I don't like group classes. I don't like going to the gym. I like doing it by myself. But it's going to be a different recipe for everybody, right? It just is. And so take heart in that if you're struggling, all it is you're not a failure. It's just we have to redesign our behaviors and our prompts in our lives. Olive and I are going to do another bike ride to the marina. I'm excited. She's extra excited. I can see the ocean way down there. We just have to go across the train tracks now, but look how pretty. Olive and I decided to look somewhere else down this like little, I think it's a repair pier for all the fishing boats. It has a lot of fishing boats. I never realized how many there were over here. You happy, girl? You happy? I'm just a little sweaty right now. Olive's in there mad she's not going. We're taking these two on a bike ride together. Decided to take the Annie. Scott's got the Sadie. Olive is resting at the house. Finished the second bike ride, 2.88 miles, and now going to walk Ryu for her walk. You can see how hot I am.
Think clear. I promise I'll always be here. Cut some cords, scratch some scars. Pull your cape and jump from the car. Open your mouth, take a deep breath. Run fast and don't stop at the edge. You can be anything you want. You can be anything you choose. Do not let it slip away. 'Cause if you never try it, you never know. You can be anything you want. You can be anything you choose. Do not let it slip away. 'Cause if you never try it, you never know.
Post workout. I'm tired. Almost made myself vomit again. Just getting so hot. You can see the mottled on my skin. Just getting real hot and sweaty. And I kind of have a headache, so I'm gonna drink the water. And then I'm gonna go get some more LMNT, I think. Whew. Dinner tonight is ground beef, taco seasoning. I believe the taco seasoning we got from Redmond. Scott made some queso, and that are some green chilies in there that he put with my 4505 pork rinds and some sour cream. Good evening. Today's been a really good day. I biked a total of 11 miles today. 8.5 with Olive, 3. It's 11.5 miles because I can't do math. Y'all wouldn't believe that I actually made it through calculus 2. The way my math skills are. 11.5 miles today. I will tell you, I feel it. I have an appointment with my primary care on the 20th of January. I need to get blood work, all that stuff done. But also I realized I'm going to talk to him about my sacrum. I almost wonder if it's not the coccyx, the way the pain is. It's not getting worse, but it's also not getting better. It's been a little bit more than 3 weeks that I've been riding pretty much every single day. And like today, when I went to go take a shower, I have a chair to sit down in there. I sat on it and I was like, oh, okay, don't lean back. That hurts the sacrum area quite a bit. I probably need to do an x-ray. I really do think this stems from the time I tried to run and I did not do any favors to my back. Y'all, if you are overweight, please don't run. Like, please do not run. It is so hard on the joints. Do the elliptical, do swing sprints, do a stationary bicycle, do walking. Please don't run. It's actually just so hard on the joints. And I know this. I was just being delusional, I suppose. I have no excuses. It just... Habits today. I still need to work on the standing desk one. I realized that this evening, but then again, I biked 11.5 miles. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of grace and wiggle room that I sat down and spent my evening editing the video instead of standing and doing it. That's okay. The whole point of all of this is doing tiny habit changes, not overwhelming myself with 50 different habits and then I just get like burnt out and then I don't want to do them anymore. It's get a habit down, move on, add 1 or 2 at a time if I can tolerate it, and keep moseying forward. Someone said something in a comment, I'm paraphrasing, so please forgive me. But pretty much it's, if we have a checklist of 100 things and we do 2 a day, that's 2 less. So then it's 98, 96, 94, 92, 90. The list gets smaller, even if we're doing the tiny little itty bitty things. So don't be afraid to do those tiny little itty bitty things. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, the hair tie. Do the tiny little bitty things of like putting the hair tie up to make your life better. Create some order in the chaos that is your surrounding. All of this helps us want to eat better. I cannot stress that enough. It's only been a little bit more than 3 weeks now, and I feel like, honestly, a different person. Getting stuff done. The procrastinating Amanda that feels bad about herself and just thinks she's can't get nothing done, gone. Why? Because I put hair ties up. It's crazy as that sounds. Tomorrow is Saturday. I don't know what we have planned for tomorrow. I do know Sunday we're going and playing games, so whoop whoop to that. And I get to give my little niece her pegacorn I made. I'll be really excited. I also have decided what my next crochet is gonna be. There's this really cute little dragon. It's like an earth dragon. I think I'm gonna do that. It's super duper cute. I already bought the pattern, so yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing that. You guys have any ideas of something to crochet that isn't clothing? Because I really, not at this point in my time do I have interest in crocheting clothing. I would rather sew something up. But if you have ideas of animals, Scott and I were thinking about crocheting. What do you guys think about this? About crocheting if we did like a monthly like drawing or something for the Tiny Habits book. I'm gonna say Atomic Habits for the rest of my life. The Tiny Habits book of crocheting like a little mammoth, because you know my little logo is a mammoth. How do you eat a mammoth? 1 bite at a time, right? Because mammoths were bigger than elephants. I'm rambling. That's enough for tonight. I'm gonna go put some socks on, and Scott and I are gonna walk the girls for an evening walk with all their glowy colors. Scott has the 3 crazies. I have the stroller and the very cute pink Ryu. So this is the first time since Rosie died that her collar, which is on Olive, the purple one, has been used. It's a good purple collar for a good big black dog. And then I'm probably gonna come back and nap out. I'm tired. So, ooh, before we go, I hate that I left this at the end of the video, but that's okay. So slight update on the PCOS I have, which is a polycystic ovarian syndrome, causes hormonal imbalances and stuff. And I probably should do a separate video about this, but I'm just going to mention it. My period is like spot on a 28-day cycle. It's never been like that. Well, since before carnivore, never. I could go 3 months without a period. I could have a period every 2 weeks. It was crazy. I kind of hate it. I mean, it's good, but I kind of hate it. Down to 28 days. Ugh. Also, the hirsutism, which is the hair and stuff, has gotten 50 to 60% better. Embarrassing, but I'll admit it anyways. I was like trying to pluck the hairs. There were so many, I just couldn't do it. I started to just like quick shave, and it's like there's 50% or less of the hair that used to be there. So ladies, if you have the hair, it does get better. I promise you, as your hormones and stuff get in balance, it gets so much better. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now for reals. Have a good day today. If you're going to work, clean up your desk a little bit. It'll help, I promise. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.